Hey guys, Chiromania here, and today we're doing some programming. Oh yes, back to the jolly old good stuff, you know, the goody goods. And today we're going to be making a program which tests children on their mathematical abilities. So basically, what it'll do is it'll ask the user the name. Actually, that's not important. It'll just ask the user basically, you know, what kind of no, actually, no, it'll just do 10. It'll explain them they're doing 10 questions, and then it'll print out a question, and it'll have an answer stored in a variable, and it will compare their answer to the answer. And at the end, after these certain amount of questions they've listed, because it'll ask you how many questions you want to do, then it'll give you a score out of how many questions you listed. Let's do it. So what you're going to do is open up your idle. You can get it from the Python website. And first thing you've got to do is import random. Now, okay, we will actually make it so that it prints welcome to the maths quiz. What is your name? So now we're going to make a name variable which equals whatever their input is, and when you store something in a variable, it automatically becomes a string, which is a collection of characters and quotation marks, so like this, like what we just done with print. So yeah, now what if they type in a number? We don't want a number for the name, so what we've got to do is we've got to do validation. Validation is when you tell the computer, is when you try and make sure that people enter the correct types or correct data, so the computer can run along with it. So it's still the program still flows smoothly and doesn't have any problems or errors. That's what validation is, to make sure they've typed in the correct data. So to do this, what if they type in a number? Well, the simple thing to do here is while name, it's got to be caps, aim does not equal str, which is a string, print it has to be a word. But then again, it's going to be a number straight away. Yeah. So try. Basically, if it's a number, right, and you want it to be a string, yeah, you can just do that sort of validation. But we don't really need that right now because it will just make them automatically become a string, and that's more complex, so it doesn't really matter. So once you type in your name, it's going to say, okay, hello, comma. Sorry about that. Let me just change one thing. Okay, so what you do is you type in hello plus the name, and because it's already a string, you don't need to put str around the word name. So hello, whatever your name is. How many questions would you like? And then you do, okay, we're gonna call this number, which we can simply call it number, equals int input. Now this is where an actual important type of validation comes in, because we want it to be an actual number, so the computer can do mathematical equations and sums with it. So to do that, we have to do a try and except function. So while true, because we want to keep doing it until they put in the right sort of thing, try, which is basically the computer's going to try and do this, but if it can't do it, it's not going to pop up with an error message and end your program. It's not going to pop up with a diagnostics window. It's just going to carry on. So try and do number equals int number. And if it can't do that, you do an except function, which is something the computer can do. So the computer can always do this no matter what. It has to be able to do this, otherwise your program won't work. Print. It has to be an integer. The point is, though, if you put in like a decimal, it will just int it straight away, which it can do. If you type in a string of letters, it won't be able to do that. It has to be an integer. And if it tries to do something and it can do it, it will go straight to the else break. But then again, what's the problem here? We're not allowing it to try and do this again. So what we've really got to do is move this so we don't have to write it twice, make your code more efficient, just do it there. So it'll go to the while true, it will number equals input, it will wait for your input, try and do this, and it will break straight away. So you don't have to type this in twice, just put it right below the while true. When that's done, it will do while number is greater than count, which is the amount of questions you've done. And this is where we do the random numbers and the random symbols. So back at the top, what we want is we want a list of symbols and operations. Now these are the operations you can do in mathematics, the simple ones. Plus, minus, times. We can do division, but that's really complicated, so I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to do the simple ones. So what we want to do is the operation that we're going to go with is equal to random dot randint. So capital W here, I need to change that. Random dot choice, which just chooses something from the sequence operations. Now let's just put an input after that and see if it works, because I don't know. I know an old version of Python. See if it recognizes that. Documents, engines. Save it as, what should we call it? Just call it maths quiz. Yeah, straight away. It's these things here. Okay, you can't do this in any version of Python. What you need to do is you need to get it so it does this. Operations equals this, comma. You've got to do it in strings. Run the module. It works. What is your name? My name is Toby. Okay, how many questions would you like? 10. Count is not defined. Okay, good. This is always important to make sure, you get the code right. So put right at the beginning. When you're done with this, put count at equals 0. Actually, no, what you could do is you wouldn't even need this variable. What you can do is, while number is greater than 0, just subtract it so it doesn't waste your time. You can subtract by 1 every single time until it equals 0. Then you've done all the questions you need to do. So op equals random choice operations. Okay. Num1 equals random. This is the first number you're going to be doing. Random.randint. And you can pick any number you like from any range. I'm going to do 1 to 20. Num2 is going to be equal to the same thing. Random.randint. Can't write. There we go. 1 to 20. And then we're going to have, okay, we've got the operation. We've got the numbers. So now if operation, if op equals plus, print. Oh yeah, this is where we do the first bit. We do if operation equals plus correct, which is the actual correct answer, equals num1 plus num2. So actually take the numbers there in physical form there. Elif op equals minus, we'll do correct, equals num1 plus num2. Now usually we would just usually you'd write else here because there's only one option, but for testing reasons, before you know it works, it's best to do elif op equals times to know if the actual selection method in the list operations is working. Because even if you don't get multiplication, you'll think you did, even if it doesn't, because anything other than those two options will give you multiplication. So really you should do elif for testing purposes, so you'll know that it is getting multiplication when it gets multiplication, rather than it being anything. But yeah, in this case we would get it, but I'm going to do this in case. Elif op equals multiply correct equals num1 plus times. Oh, I've noticed I've put plus twice there, haven't I? Num2. You can get negatives in this, but there's no problem with that. I haven't got a problem with that. Okay, when that's done, it's going to print. Okay, we could just do it all in here rather than doing another set of else, ifs, and ifs. Print what is the answer to, comma, and then adding in num1 plus, and we want to make sure, because this is not a string, we've got to do str bracket num1. What is the answer to num1 plus, you've got to write in plus, by the way. You can't make it print it out because it doesn't work like that. It just thinks of it mathematically. It doesn't think of it as an actual object that you can print out. str num2. No bracket. Okay, and then you might want to do another thing after this with a question mark. That's what I like to do. So then you can just copy this for each line. Copy that and then paste it here. And paste it here. And then you can just make it so it's just change these values here. It's a lot easier. And writing it all out again. So when that's done, all you got to do is yeah, now you don't have to repeat anything here. You could just do, this is where it will cut out this part and it will carry on. Answer equals input. Now again, we might get some cheeky Nando guy, cheeky Nando, toy guy, I don't know, who types in gym. So we're gonna do another type check here. So what you want to do is, okay, answer equals input. While true. Actually, yeah, you might as well put the answer equals input inside here because you don't want to write it out twice. While true answer equals input, try answer equals int answer except print it must be an integer, else break. So when you're done with that, you can then, so it'll just do the answer equals input, it will try that and it will break. Once you're done with that, what it will do is if answer equals correct, score, print correct, make him feel really good about himself, and then also make a score variable, which we haven't actually made up here, so we'll do it up here right now. Score equals 1, when you start it, equals 0 actually, 0. Score plus equals 1, because that's a really quick way to increment or decrement any integer without writing out the word twice. Elif answer does not equal correct. This is for testing purposes again. You could just write else print incorrect. The correct answer is, and you could do comma, end the quotations plus str brackets, and what was the actual? It's just correct, isn't it? And then just do that, yeah, and finish off at the center. I like doing that. I don't like it leaving sentences short. And when you're done with that, once it gets out of that, you do count. No, you just subtract number by 1. Minus equals 1, and it'll keep going to number equals 0. It'll break out of this. It'll print. And we want to do if score equals 0. print you didn't get any answers right, comma, name, else, so you have to get more, you can't get less, print you got, then we do that, score, plus out of, oh yeah, it makes sense now. Now you would want a number, wouldn't you? So what you've really got to do is you've got to make number back at the beginning, right? And you've got to make it so, let's make it a variable called limit equals number. And limit doesn't change. Limit's the thing you do at the end. Score, because it's the limit of what you can have. And you want it to be an str because it's a number. So it prints it as a string. Str number. Oh god. Get back. And you want to be limit. Sorry, what am I doing? So it'll print those two together. You got space. You got that out of that. Plus name. And then you want to add on one more thing. Well done. There we go. And then you're done. Now let's run it and see if it works. Okay, what is your name? My name is Toby. What's it doing this for? There you go. How many questions would you like? 12. What is the answer to 16 minus 1? 15. The answer is 15 times 1, 15. 3 times 20 is 60. Okay, what is 17 plus 20, 22? 12 plus 6 is 18. Then you got 28. Then you got 40. Then you got 40 again. Let's get some wrong. Get 2. Incorrect. The correct answer is 40. Nice. Okay, let's do another one. 5. Incorrect. The correct answer is 15. Which is correct, yes. That's going to be minus 4. Let's type in minus 4, see if that works. Correct. That's going to be 14. Oh, no, it's 15, isn't it? And this is going to be 80. Yes. Incorrect. The correct answer is, you got 8 out of 12, Toby. Well done. Did I get 8 out of 12? Now, how many questions did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What? What's it doing? I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, that wasn't the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go, it works. So thank you guys so much for listening. Yeah, and if I just redo it, that was a simple maths game. So if I F5 it again, what's your name? My name is Toby. Oh god. And then we try and go against it. Well, how many questions would you like? I would like Jim. It has to be an integer. It has to be an integer. 2. What is 7 minus 17? It has to be an integer. It has to be an integer. It all works. So if I type in 0, incorrect, and then I do has to be an integer. Good. 0. You didn't get any answers right, Toby. And it prints out what it would print out when you get no answers. So yes, the program works. Thank you guys so much for watching. How long did that take me? That took me about 13 minutes to program. Wow. This is a part of my actual coursework in IT as well. I spent 5 hours pretty much doing nothing. I hate myself. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.